on actually Friday. Today is now Tuesday, so I've been just partying, living it up. But I got great news about the PhD program. I will be starting my PhD. I got accepted, yay, into the science education program at TCU. So I will be starting there in the fall. They are paying half of my tuition, which is awesome. But I had a rude awakening. I met up with a guy that I used to, that he actually introduced me to the program, and he gave me a rude awakening about just how much the program would cost. I thought it would cost 25K total. That is 25K per semester. So throughout the rest of the semesters, I will be getting half of that for all 4 years. But I have to figure out how to come up with that rest of the total of my own money, I believe. We're going to have to figure something out. He says don't be discouraged with that. He says that there's tons of applications out there that I can fill out for scholarships. But for now, I'm just going to I'm just going to take this week just to just gloat and be in my glory, because it's just been a long time of constant rejection letters after rejection letters. And I was lucky. I started my master's program at a very young age, and I finished at 23. So I was blessed in that aspect. But then after that, applying to medical school after medical school, and PA school after PA school, and being rejected after rejected, and then trying my hand in education, and everything I try in education, whether it's the principalship program, or now it's this PhD program, or it is trying to get a job at the as an adjunct faculty level, or on the community college level. Those doors have just flown open for me at all, and they always have. But when it comes to medicine, it seems like that is quite the opposite. So I just kind of prayed about it, went to church, and kind of asked God for direction, and that's the direction that He led me. He said, I don't want you to be a healthcare provider. Or at least not in that aspect. I want you to touch the hands of those who are going into healthcare. And you have all this knowledge, and you love books, and you love, not books, but I don't really read a lot at all. But I love all things science related, and all things medical related, and literature of science. So this is why not teach in that direction. Anyway, I can go on and on for forever. I'm already stoked about what I think my PhD dissertation is going to be about, and just looking forward to being a PhD student, and then transitioning from PhD student to PhD candidate, and then from PhD candidate to PhD. Woo! So I'm also going to go around and show you some of the things that I've been working on the outside of my home. I kind of videoed that a little bit yesterday, but I didn't get to post it, so I wanted to show you what I've been working on. Here we go. Alright, so I'm going to go outside and show you some of the stuff I've been working on with the home. First off, this is my front door wreath. I just put this up. It's a little Easter wreath. I thought it was pretty cute. Buddha's always been here. But if we walk out, I tried to cut the front yard, but it really didn't need much. And I put the Brussels that Keelan was working with yesterday out here. That's the stuff I did yesterday. So, the front door. And Keelan had already done the bushes in the front. He had cut them down, but what I did was I just cleaned up kind of the stuff he left down on the floor from it. He didn't leave anything in the front, luckily, but he cut those too. We'll be back around that side in a second. The neighbor's yard is always cut, so what I did was I came and I cut our side here. We have a lot of work to go, and this side of the lawn typically doesn't grow very much, and I think it's because it's on a slope, because you always see really heavy grass growth down there, but not a lot up here. So I have to get this side up and running again. For the longest, Keelan was parking his truck right here, so you can kind of see where his tires were too. I hate that. I was struggling with trying to drive into my driveway because his truck was just so long that I had to drive on the grass, so this part of the grass is not, is down still. So luckily he has a garage door opener now, and he won't be parking on that side anymore. So I need to clean all of this up, but I haven't gotten around to it. This side of the house, I really just not have gotten around to this side of the house yet, and so I'd like to plant some These are roses right here. These two are roses. But I like to plant something that is going to be a deterrent from bees and wasps. And it's a lot of little things that need fixed, like this gate here needs fixing. And then out around here, I cut all of this yesterday, but it's a lot of weeds, guys. There's a lot of weeds everywhere. So this is the back of the home. And I cut all this down, but there's not supposed to be, this is all supposed to be rocks in here, in this area, up until about right here. So you can see that it started to be overgrown with weeds. Now it's time for me to get that under check again. And there was a lot of Brussels that was sitting right there, and I kind of cleaned it up. And I put it in those bags out front, and I cut the entire back lawn. Like, seriously, I've never cut this entire lawn myself. It's kind of big. When I first moved in, I thought it was a full acre, and then somebody was like, "This ain't no acre," so I was like, "Okay, it's a half acre." It's actually a 1/4 of an acre of land. So, but it's still a lot for me. Just, you know, it's just me. It was just me, and then now it's me and Keelan. Cut all of this. I even went back behind there. I rarely ever go back behind there. I went all back behind the playground, which actually we're gonna kind of bulldoze that. I don't think it's pretty, but we don't have kids, and that thing is quite old, and I don't trust it. If I had kids, I wouldn't trust that. So I'm going to probably take that down and put something else there that we can kind of sit under. We've got a lot of work to do. He cut all of these. This was so tall, it was up there in the light, so he kind of cut it down. And it took him a very long time. He got very tired with that. So it's going to take like 2 people to get this understood. I want to take all of this and clear it out and try to put some nice flowers or something here. Not sure what yet. My neighbor's yard is so nice. Let's just kind of show you that. They have a nice landscape. One day we will too. But right now we do not. And then the back of the yard here. I cut all of this yesterday too. It stung him, so probably we want to remove this entire area. We want to take and patio this entire thing here and kind of encase it over so that we can sit out here and just kind of enjoy being outside without being outside, like a little sunroom basically. So that's his grill, and I want to plant something in here. I'm probably going to plant something in here, if not today, then tomorrow. Somebody keeps calling me. Kind of gives me messages whenever there's like a wind advisory or a tornado or anything like that. So it says a wind advisory has been issued in my area. Anyway, he cut all of this side too. So it was a lot to do. I'm going to zoom out. And then this is the side of the house. Okay. And he cut all of this too. So you can see how it would get exhausting. Like he cleaned up a lot of the bristle, but a lot of it was left on that other side. So I kind of just picked that up. And we picked up a lot together too. But there's landscaping was already pretty much done when I moved in. It's just stuff that needs to be maintained. But it's a lot of maintenance. So a lot of people, they always say, oh, I want to have a lot of land when I get my first home or something like that. I'm like, listen, honey, you have no idea how much work all of this actually is, and then trying to go to work and maintain the home and stuff like that. Like, you get you a little bit of piece of land, enough to like separate you and the neighbor, and then just live, because it's a lot. So I'm gonna go head back in and then kind of show you some of the Easter stuff that I've been putting up, and that's pretty much it.